Greetings, YouTube. I'm vlogging again, and this time I'll be talking about gaming. Gaming is what I do best, in my opinion. Um, I want to talk about scary games, and I want to recommend probably one of the scariest games you'll ever play. Now, I'm not going to touch on Slender Man this vlog because Slender Man's overdone. I want to throw it out. It's been done. And what I'm talking about is the games I've personally played that I think could be one of the scariest games you've ever played. But first of all, I want to mention Silent Hill because I've been playing Silent Hill, Book of Memories on PlayStation Vita, and it's pretty good. I like the way it plays. It reminds me of Champions of Norath on PS2, which is top down, kind of like Diablo, Diablo-esque. And as a side note, I don't think Diablo was ever a scary game. I think it was great for what it was, but it wasn't scary by any means. But no, Silent Hill has got to be one of the creepiest games you'll ever play, depending on which one you play. 2 and 3 were definitely scary. I haven't played Shattered Memories yet. I've heard good things, that it's more psychological than the other ones. The very first Silent Hill was obviously very, very creepy. I played it for about 2 hours one night, and I never finished it. So I can't really give a valid review on that, but I do own it. I do own it, and I probably do need to play it. But I just haven't done it yet. Because I have a lot of games vying for my time. But Silent Hill Book of Memories for the PS Vita is actually, like I said, a good game. I like the way it plays. It actually has some character customization, which I like. You can create a male or female character. Character types like nerdy, jock, hipster, kind of. It's got like 6 different variations of characters, and it's really cool. Basically, you're rewriting your history, and you can actually punch and stab and pick up weapons along the way, and it's really cool. I recommend it. I'm still playing it, but it's a great game. But Silent Hill overall, the movies are great. I love the movies. I own the first one. I don't own the second one yet, but I need to get it. I went to go see it with my future brother-in-law, and he loves it as well. They're working on a third one, which I'm glad to see news of. But if you've never played Silent Hill, definitely check it out, especially if you like the creepy genre. Another genre that you can try out, or another game you can try out, is called Haunting Ground on PlayStation 2. Very creepy game. No weapons to speak of. It's basically you and a dog. The dog you befriend by saving him, from what I remember about playing it. And I remember this game because the rumble feature of the PlayStation 2 controller, you hide in the game to avoid characters, or, it's a standard. You're trying to find your way out of this house that you've been locked up in. From what I remember about the overall story, basically, you are in a car wreck. You can't remember who you are or where you are. And you wake up. There's like this big guy that's like walking around the house, and you go missing. He's trying to find you. There's other characters involved, but basically overall, the warden master of the house, the main character is a girl, and he wants to impregnate her to have a child. Again, that's from a vague memory of the game, but that's what I remember about it. But I do remember it being very creepy. And basically, if you're hiding and this guy is trying to find you, the rumble feature of the controller would either get faster and vibrate more as something gets closer to you. And so that was a really cool feature. That's what really grabbed me about that game. And again, it's called Haunting Ground. And it's terrific. It's a great game. But again, creepy. Another great series that not a lot of people have heard of, mainly because it was very popular in Japan, but not so much over here in the U.S., because I don't think there's a really big creep factor for the U.S. audience. I mean, there are a lot of people that enjoy it, but I don't think it ever hit very big over here, as big as it did in Japan anyway. But it's called Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame first came out, from my knowledge, on the PlayStation, and then there was Fatal Frame 2, and there was a Fatal Frame 3. Now, I played Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly, and it was something else. It's kind of reminiscent of Clock Tower. Clock Tower was on the PlayStation. I think it was also on Dreamcast. I could be wrong. But basically, you are, again, another female lead, and you have ghosts around you, and you can get rid of ghosts grabbing you or torturing you or haunting you by taking a photo of them. And you have this camera, which is called an obscurum. Obscurum something, or something obscurum. And it's, from my understanding, there is some real world fact in this. There was allegedly a actual camera that could see the dead, and it's, I don't know, some kind of artifact or something along some kind of folklore, and so that's what it's based off of. But be sure, if you want to, look up videos of it. Again, it's called Fatal Frame, and what I played of Crimson Butterfly, it scared the hell out of me. I never finished it, and I didn't want to play it in the dark. So, yeah. Oof. Now, there has been one game recommended to me, which is called Amnesia. Amber's played it. I had another employee at work recommend it, but I don't know a whole lot about it. I've never actually played it. I haven't even looked up gameplay on YouTube, but I might try it. It might be pretty good. But the scariest game that I could definitely recommend would be Fatal Frame Crimson Butterfly. That game that game gave me nightmares. It's been the only game to ever really do that. Silent Hill never really did that. Haunting Ground didn't do that. I actually enjoyed playing Haunting Ground. And Clock Tower was good. But Fatal Frame is a different kind. And I think it's mainly just because you are a girl, a small girl, like preteen, and you just have a camera. That's all. That's your only defense against the undead. It's just a camera. And the way the game is set up, I remember one instance of the character walking into a room. There's a rug on the floor with feet poking out underneath, and there's some blood stains on it. And, ooh, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Just a ghost coming after you, and it's just so sudden that you barely have time to react and snap a photo of them. And it gave me the creeps. And I never went back to playing it. I never touched it again. And I know I'm going to regret thinking about this later. I may have a nightmare tonight. I don't know. But that has to be the scariest game I've ever played. And man, what a trip. So that would be my scary games vlog. Fatal Frame, Crimson Butterfly being my top. Bottom of the ladder would probably have to be Slender Man again. I think it's just been overdone. It is scary for what it is, for sure. But I don't know. I think it's just been overdone. Kind of like Nirvana. Yeah, that's a Nirvana joke. I'm not a big fan of Nirvana, but that's a different vlog. But yeah, scary games: Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, Clock Tower, Haunting Ground. Whatever have you. I'm sure there's a few more. Maybe I'll cover them in another vlog, but for now, I'm gonna say salut. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. And if you have a favorite creepy game, be sure to comment below. End of line.